Welcome to Citizen University TV. I'm Eric Liu. This season on our show, we're going to explore the question, what is civics? Now, in this age right now of so much increased political participation, the very topic of civics is just in the air. Did you take a civics class in high school? Chances are probably not, given the way that it's declined in our public education system. But when you ask people, what do they mean by civics? What does it mean to be involved in civic life and to do civic engagement? You get a whole wide range of answers. We recently sent our crew outside the offices of Citizen University in Pioneer Square, and we asked them this question: what does civics mean to you? Let's see what some folks said.
So I think civics is involving yourself in your community, actually contributing back to society as a whole.
Civics is the responsibility that we have as individuals to know what's going on in our neighborhoods, in our city, and to show up and participate.
Civics is really defined by the rights that you have as a citizen.
As we've seen, there are a lot of different ways to define civics. Here's how we define it. Civics is the art of being a pro-social, problem-solving contributor in a self-governing community. And there are three elements to this. First, having a body of values that's about living in community. Secondly, understanding the systems that make public life work, whether government or the marketplace. And finally, command of a set of skills that enable you to organize with others and achieve common goals. Let's unpack this. Being pro-social means you're not just thinking about selfish ends in the narrowest sense. Problem solving means you're not just thinking about complaining about the problems, but being a contributor means not just simply being a spectator in civic life. And this last element here, being part of a self-governing community, this is key. This is about the work of democracy. In countries that don't have democracy, in places that are dictatorships, there is no civic life. There is no civic arena for us to participate in or claim authorship of. And so this idea and this work of embodying the values and the systems and the skills of civic life is fundamental and is a thing that we can't take for granted. Now, at the heart of all of this and at the core of this definition is this simple question: who decides? All of civic life revolves around this question. Who decides what counts as pro-social? Who decides how we govern ourselves? Who decides how we're going to allocate money and resource, or what the rules are going to be for who gets to belong in the community and who is excluded from the community? Who decides is at the central part of all this civic work. But for us in a democracy, there's another focal point here. We decide the deciders. When we vote, we elect the people, we entrust people, we delegate to them the power and the responsibility of making these decisions about what our lives in common are going to look like. And so today we want to actually focus in particular on this work of not only choosing the deciders, but what does it look like to be one of the deciders? What does it feel like to say, you know what, I'm going to raise my hand and step into the arena, and I want to try to be one of these people who's going to help decide on these questions of common concern. And so what we're going to look at here is this question of running for office. Now, we live in this age right now of a surge of civic engagement here in Seattle and all around the country. People are showing up in different ways. They're organizing, they're getting engaged, but people are running for office in record numbers right now. There's a doubling of the number of people running for Congress now compared to last time around. The number of people running for governor has increased dramatically. All around the United States, in offices high and low, there are thousands of new people running. Now, a lot of this is in response to the current presidential administration. And so you have women, scientists, young people stepping into the arena saying, I can't just be a complainer, I can't just be a protester, I have to try to be a decider. But it's not just people on the left. People all across the political spectrum right now are showing up. And again, not just for national office like Congress, but for local office too. Now here in our own city, in the last mayoral election, we had 21 people running for the mayor's office. 21 people, and they included people who were former elected officials, people who were activists and less known, people like Nikita Oliver, where is she? Nikita Oliver, who is a poet and activist and attorney. You had folks who had served as mayor before, Mike McGinn, and of course, the woman who ended up winning, Jenny Durkin. And so you had this incredible range of people running and deciding in this moment right now that they couldn't stand on the sidelines. And in our city, it's not just the mayor's office. It's also in other offices like the school board. And so we talked recently to 3 members of our current school board in Seattle, and we asked them, what was it like to step into the arena? Now, 2 of the people we talked to had never run for office before, but all of them emphasized the importance of having been grounded in community in the first place, understanding those values, having a sense of the systems that make things work and go around, and having some skills about how you mobilize people and awaken people and speak to people. Let's hear from them about how they decided to cross that threshold and to run for office.